Hey guys, it's me. I know this week's vlog is super late. It's Saturday, well, I guess it's Saturday afternoon now. Um, I've had sort of a turbulent week, and I wanted to talk about something sort of important today. So I took some extra time to make sure I really got my thoughts all in order before I sat down. As a lot of you know, last week, I might have been the week before, I'm not really sure. Kobe Bryant passed away very suddenly in a helicopter crash, and his daughter was on board, and another family was on board, and they were on their way to their daughter's basketball game, I believe. And a few weeks before that, there was a terrible accident involving the women's crew team at Holy Cross, where I went to college. And sort of both of those things shook me up a little bit. I know a lot of people for whom Kobe's death has been super impactful. People who, looked up to him as a child and saw him as this sort of invincible figure. And for them, they're really shaken up that he could just be plucked away from us like that. But for me, I found actually the accident with the women's rowing team was what really hit home for me. They were on a training trip down in Florida, and they were just driving to practice for the day in a rented van. And I had been in that same situation so many times when I was in college, traveling with my teammates to have a good day, get some training in, have a fun time. And, to lose your life in a situation like that is just so tragic. And it really, it really hit home and shook me up pretty badly. But I'm sending all of my thoughts and best wishes to both, anyone who's affected by the Kobe accident and anyone who is affected by this terrible accident with the women's rowing team. I know there were a lot of people involved. But something that it really made me think about was how much we have to be thankful for every single day and how much we take for granted. And I know, I've had a pretty, tough go of it so far in 2020. Things haven't necessarily been going my way. But even with that, I have so many things to be grateful for. I have a family that would do anything for me if I needed it. And I have great friends who are willing to help me out when I need help. And, I have a job and a roof over my head and food in my belly. And I'm lucky enough that I get to go out and do something that I absolutely love every day in running. And a lot of people don't have that. So I think it's important every day to remember what it is that we have to be thankful for. And sort of along with that, increased mindfulness of what it is we have to be thankful for. Also knowing knowing that when we're getting overwhelmed or that we feel that things aren't going our way, that it's okay to reach out and ask someone else for help or just to tell someone else how you're feeling. And this is something that I am notoriously bad at. You can ask anyone who knows me well and they'll tell you that I don't ask for help until I'm truly in over my head. But it's something that I'm working on, and I think it's something that's important to remember is that, if you are having a tough time, it's important to communicate that to people and ask them for help and, forgiveness if you have dropped the ball on something. Because, life is so much easier when we help each other out. And also along with that sentiment, something that I have always that I internalized it at a pretty young age and have always sort of carried with me, is something they teach us in Boy Scouts. And I was an Eagle Scout. Well, I guess I am still an Eagle Scout. It's not like it goes away when you get older. But something they tell you in Scouts is that you should do a good turn daily, which essentially means do a good deed every day. An act of kindness, not something you do because it's good manners, like holding the door for someone, but just something to help other people out. And that's something that I really try to do every day. In fact, when I was a kid, they gave us a little coin, like the size of like a $50, and I used to keep that in my pocket. and it had a little slogan on it, and I can't remember if it was, basically it said, "Keep me in your left pocket, and then when you do your good deed for the day, switch me to your right pocket," just as a tangible reminder to help other folks out. And I don't carry that with me anymore. It's somewhere in my parents' house, I think. I can't imagine that I threw it out. But yeah, just, the world can be an ugly place. And while we do have a lot to be thankful for, we should also try to help each other out as much as possible. So, whether that's you see somebody struggling to carry something, you offer to help them, or, somebody at work really has a lot on their plate and you volunteer to step in and help them out with it, or something like that. Just doing your best to help other people out, because if the situation was reversed and you were in their shoes, you might need some help. So yeah, that's sort of all I had to talk about today. We'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming on Tuesday, but for the time being, just wanted to sort of plant that seed in your minds and give you something to think about and ponder. I know it's something that I have been thinking about a lot lately, or several things I've been thinking about a lot lately, so just thought I'd share that, because that's sort of what a vlog is for. Anyway, we'll see you next week.